for people to pack themselves on airplanes and then to grandmother's house they go. And there's all of those parents who don't know how to take care of their children, the screaming children themselves, the person that's hogging the armrest. Traveling can be a bear, especially this time of the season. And once again, Expedia has released its airplane etiquette study, and it's looking at helping us with our pet peeves and getting over them. And today we have Sarah Galvin to tell us more about this. Hey Sarah, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Great, thank you. So help us out here. The things that get under our skin during the holidays, traveling with all of these passengers that don't seem to have any form of etiquette at all.
You know what? You're right. You'd think that we'd all be on our best behavior knowing that Santa's watching, but it turns out when a lot of us get on a plane, we get put on the naughty list and we're going to get coal in our stockings.
Exactly.
So the big things that we see this year really have to do with, the big things that we see this year are the things that we've seen in a lot of the air rage headlines that have come out. You know, it has a lot to do with the seat back. There's everything from, number one on the list is the person who kicks the seat back. Also in the top 10 list is the person who leans their seat back too much or right away or, keeps it back the entire time. We also see the inattentive parents top the list. They're number two. And really what we see in our survey is, I have 4 kids myself, and so I know more than anybody, it turns out you can't put your kids in the stowed luggage, so you've got to take them on the actual plane. But,
Unfortunate.
But what we see there is, I know, right? What we see is that, the parents who are at least gently coaching their kids through the flight experience, we tend to have grace for those people. It's really the parents who just sort of sit there and ignore their kids and let their kids misbehave that we just don't have a lot of patience for. The other big ones atop the list, the aromatic passenger, my least favorite. Oh. The one who just didn't quite have time to take a shower before hopping on the plane, right? That's the worst because there's so little you can do about that person. And then the boozer and the Chatty Cathy are also returning favorites this year, or returning unfavorites this year, as it may be.
Hilarious. So tips for people who do have some couth when traveling. Is it appropriate to tell someone who is being a little bit inappropriate, hey, would you mind not reclining your seat that far? Would you mind not getting the 7th Grey Goose martini? Is it okay to say something to them?
It is. It's so funny. So often it's like we get on planes and we just become totally passive aggressive, right? One of the things that we saw in the survey is that people are really pretty likely to take a video of a person and post it on Facebook, or to go on Twitter and complain about the passenger next to them, instead of just saying something like, let's all be adults and let's just very politely say, hey, you know what, Chatty Cathy, or you know what, boozer, because those two things go together so often. I really love this book, or I'm really enjoying this movie, or I really want to get a little bit of sleep or get a little bit of work done. Do you mind if we just take a little bit of break from our long discussion about, your poodle and its grooming problems, or whatever it is that person wants to talk about? And just politely asking for that really can go a long way. Everybody's open to a little bit of coaching.
So besides addressing the issue and asking them to quit their behavior, what other tips do you have for the holiday season and bad travelers?
The other thing is, sometimes it's just like kindergarten and you've got to just tell the teacher. Ding that call button and, have the flight attendant come over, or just excuse yourself to the restroom and say something to the flight attendant. They can very often help sort of diffuse the situation if it gets to that place.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us and helping us through our pet peeves and giving us some holiday tips for this season. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Happy holidays.
Thank you. You too. And stay tuned for the broadcast. We have more when we return. And good luck traveling with those pesky travelers.